today's topic is angiosperms. Angiosperms. First of all, we will try to see what is the meaning of angiosperms. Angio means covered. Covered. Sperms means seeds. Sperms means seeds. Before this, I have given you a lecture on gymnosperms, and I have told you gymno means naked, sperms means seeds. The seeds which are naked, which are not covered, and in gymnosperms we have to do opposite. That means we have to talk about the plants which are covered. That means covered seeds, and it is the last category of plant kingdom. We know ovule changes into seed after fertilization. Ovule changes into seed after fertilization. After fertilization. And ovary changes into fruit. Ovary changes into fruit after fertilization. In angiosperms, ovary covers the ovule. That means in case of angiosperms, in angiosperms, ovary covers the ovule. Ovary covers the ovule. That is, seed is covered by ovary wall. So we can say seed is covered by ovary wall, but not in case of gymnosperms. For example, but not in case of gymnosperms. In case of, as I have already told you, these have naked seeds, gymnosperms. For example, this is ovule and it is covered by ovary. Ovule, it is ovary. In angiosperms are diploid. Angiosperms are diploid plants. That is, these are having 2n number of chromosomes. And we know that angiosperms are flowering plants. So, their dominant phase is sporophytic phase. Angiosperms are flowering plants. Angiosperms are, we know these are flowering plants, and their dominant phase is sporophytic phase. Dominant phase is sporophytic phase. So when we talk of these flowering plants, when their dominant phase is sporophytic phase, we know these angiosperms are of two classes. Angiosperms have two categories. Have two categories. First one is monocot. Monocot, and second is dicot. In case of monocots, I have told you it is having one single leaf-like structure. Seed having one single leaf-like structure. As in case of dicots, these are the seeds having two leaf-like structures. Leaf-like structures. That means having, in case of monocot, they are having one cotyledon, and monocot they are having. That means in case of monocot they are having one cotyledon, and in case of dicot they are having two cotyledons. For example, I will quote you the example here. In case of monocots, which is wheat grain. For example, wheat grain. And in case of dicots, I will give you the example of pea or chana. Pea, for example, in case of dicots, pea and chana. I will draw here the structure like this. It is monocot, and this is dicot. Then we know that there is something different in their leaves. When we talk of monocot, in case of monocots, for example, in case of monocot, I will draw here the structure of a leaf. For example, this is leaf and this is vein or midrib. And when these are veinlets. When veinlets are parallel. Veinlets. And when these veinlets are parallel, we can say they have parallel venation. Parallel venation. When the veinlets are parallel. When the veinlets are parallel. And in case of dicot, this is also a leaf. This is vein, and these are veinlets. And these veinlets form a network. Veinlets form a network. So we can say reticulation is it has reticulate venation. It has reticulate venation. So in this way we can differentiate between monocot and dicot. Then in case of angiosperms, we know angiosperms are flowering pods. So we will draw the diagram of a flower here. Flowering plot, for example, we will draw the diagram in case of angiosperms, as we know, angiosperms are flowering plants. So, I will draw here the example of a flower. For example, it is flower, but this flower is bisexual. That means these are having male and female reproductive structure. So, we know these are sepals, and it is called calyx, which is protective layer in nature for a flower. But these are petals, and this is female reproductive structure. which is called pistil or carpel. Pistil or carpel, and it is called collectively gynoecium. Then there is in case of petals, we know it is the colorful region of a flower, and these are stamens. It is male reproductive structure, and collectively it is called the androecium, and at the base is called the thalamus. Then we know petal is a leaf-like structure, and what is the function of a petal? Petal is a leaf-like structure, and what is its function? Its function is to attract the insects by pollination, so that by which pollination will take place and new seed formation will be, new seeds are formed. Attraction to attract the insects. Function of the petal is to attract the insects, so that by pollination new seed formation will take place. And first of all, we will see male reproductive structure. For example, first of all we will rub this, and then we will draw the male reproductive structure. Male reproductive structure. It is male reproductive structure. This is anther, and it is lamina. We know pollen grain formation takes place in the anther. Pollen grains are formed. Pollen grains are formed in the anther. Formed in the anther. And there are pollen grains, so we know formation of pollen grains takes place in the anther. So before they were microspores, and when anther dehydrates, then microspores change into pollen grain. When anther dehydrates, microspores change into pollen grain. Now we know that this anther has two lobes, so we can say anther is bilobed. Anther is bilobed, and it has also having two lobes. So chambers of anther are called microsporangium. There are two chambers, and these chambers of anther are called as microsporangium. There are two present, two theca. So we know that these are dithecous. As it is male reproductive structure, so it will produce male gametes. So it will produce, it is male reproductive structure, so it produces male gametes. So the pollen grains are produced. As it is male reproductive structure, it produces male gametes. So pollen grains are produced here. Inside pollen grain has male gametes. So we can call it male gametophyte. We can call it male gametophyte. height. Then we will take female reproductive structure. Female reproductive structure. We know that in case of female reproductive structure, we have structure like this, and this is stigma, this is style, and this is ovary, and this is ovule. And we know that the function of the stigma is to receive the pollen grain. So function of the stigma is to receive the pollen grain. Pollen grain. When pollen grains come up to stigma, then they give a secretion of chemicals which receives it, and inside pollen tube is a germ pore. Inside pollen grain is a germ pore, and there becomes a tube which is called a pollen tube. So here is pollen tube formed. Pollen tube. Pollen tube. Formation of pollen tube will be here. The function of the pollen tube is to release the two male gametes present in the pollen tube, in the female, that means in the ovule, and so that fertilization can take place. Now, in order to complete the process, there is a need of two male gametes, and we can see fusion of these two gametes. So this process is called fusion of two gametes. Two gametes will be here. So this process is called double fertilization. Double fertilization. For this, we will make detailed structure of ovule because gametes are released inside the ovule. For example, this is detailed structure of ovule. This is the structure of ovule, and these are haploid cells, separate haploid cells, which are called as angiosperms. And this is polar nuclei, and this is embryo cell. There are central cells. This is called the egg cell, and there are finger-like projections, which we call as filiform apparatus. And we know that there is this gamete fuses with another gamete. That means n plus n forms 2n. So formation of zygote will take place here. One male gamete will fuse here to form a zygote. So it is micropylar end and it is chalazal end. So function of the filiform apparatus is to guide the pollen grain to pollen tube to release the male gamete from micropylar end. And function of the endosperm is to provide nourishment to the embryo and zygote. So we know that when two gametes fuse with each other, it is called a syngamy. When two gametes will fuse to each other, it is called syngamy. Syngamy. And when three gametes fuse with with each other. When three gametes fuse with each other, it is called triple fusion, and it makes triploid cell. That means 3N. It is called triple fusion. Triple fusion. So triploid cell is formed here. Triploid cell formation takes place here. It means that is 3M. And this triploid cell, when it is triploid cell is formed, it is also called primary endosperm nucleus. It is called primary endosperm nucleus. We know ovule changes into seed. We know now ovule changes into seed, and ovary changes into fruit. Changes into fruit. And integument of ovary, that is outer and inner. Integument of ovary. Integument of ovary change into seed coat. Now the diagram which is given in your NCERT book, I will show you the view here. It means that first of all, here is shown female reproductive structure like this. Female reproductive structure. Female reproductive structure. And as it is female reproductive structure, then there is megasporangium. Megasporangium. And then there is embryo sac. Then there is embryo sac. Embryo sac. Embryo sac. It is female reproductive structure, and another side it is male reproductive structure. It is male reproductive structure. Male reproductive structure. And then when it is male reproductive structure, it means that there are microsporangia. Microsporangia. Then we know in microsporangia there are microspores. And these microspores, then it is pollen tube. It is tube-like structure which is called as pollen tube. Then after embryo sac, embryos, a sac, zygote is formed here. It is diploid. Diploid. Then, as we know, it is dicot embryo having two cotyledons. That means dicot. Then there is flower. So it was all about your chapter 2nd and last topic, that is angiosperms. Thank you very much.